What's going on, everybody? This is Lady Luck. How y'all doing? Happy Saturday. I am so excited about tonight's show. It's a few things I want to touch on. Um, one of which is a bit solemn, but it's part of our reality. And a couple things that I guess I have to clear up by looking up definitions of terms. To the goons. Hey, Skeeter. You guys come in. Please make sure you hit the like button on your way in. Welcome to the $400 studio. And we're going to have a great one tonight. This is going to be a little bit lengthy because we have a few things that, I want to cover. What I'm going to do is make sure I don't do a long intro first because I want to get through the information I wanted to get through tonight. Talk about a couple just subjects and just chat with you guys in general. Make sure you hit the like button on the way in. 24 people coming. And listen, I had to create a new level for the membership, right? In order to get those 10 freebies, because last month I actually spent money on them. But I did create a new level. It's the $2.99 freebies. Just so I can still give, memberships to the great supporters here in the Lady Luck Club. Even the ones that are hating it. Let me not say that. Ooh, because I don't want to sound like the morons that keep using that word and abusing it. But even the ones that, can't stand my guts. If you end up, you got to be a subscriber. So most of them aren't subscribed. But if you have a, subscription, of course, you're eligible to get a gifted membership. Now, how that works is YouTube selects the 10 supporters randomly, and you have to have your the option to opt in to receive the memberships. You have to have that on. Okay. So, excuse me, I gotta make sure I drink some water. So, I'm gonna see if while I'm streaming, you know what? Can't do it in. I just remembered. Can't gift the memberships while I am in StreamYard. So what I'm going to do is make sure that I do a separate live through YouTube directly, and just gift the 10 memberships. We get 10 each month, and I'm still figuring out the semantics of it. So either way, I was more than happy to purchase the memberships, but I would rather give them to you all for free because that can get costly. So thank you all. Hit the like button on your way in. If you've seen the title of the video for tonight's show, you can see we're going to talk about the investigation that's underway with this suspicious Dalton fire that belonged to the warehouse business that belonged to Lawrence Gardner. And then pull up some information on, his businesses, like his business licenses, stuff like that, to just kind of get some more background on him. And then I am trying to get the full federal lawsuit that he has against Super Stupid. But I am going to pull up some of the case information in an article that kind of touches on what is being alleged in the federal lawsuit. Okay, so it's Saturday. Did you guys have a good weekend so far? Have a good week this past week. We're gonna get some comedic relief in. We're gonna talk about the 11-year-old that was bullied to death, where he unalived himself, and it was a couple years ago. But it's just now kind of picking up in the news because of the lawsuit that the parents filed. And I want to use that to be able to talk about a couple I don't want to say touchy subjects, just topics that needs to be discussed. Just flat out. So you all know how I am. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you're enjoying what we're doing here in the Lady Luck Club in the $400 studio, and become a member today. And once I'm done with this, I'm going to do a separate live and gift out those memberships because I want everybody to enjoy the fantastic content that is going up in the members channel to the LLC readers. The new level is called LLC freebies because it's more so to ensure that I can gift those 10 free memberships. But I think it's going to gift the whatever the 1 month. I don't know if it's the $4.99 one or whatnot, but it'll gift, at least for 1 month. And from there, hopefully you're enjoying the content, test it out, and then you decide to become a full member. So let's get through some comments here. What's going on, the Skeeter Saint? How you doing? How you doing, Iceman? I already hit that like button. Thank you so much. Saturday blessings to the Layla Club LLC, of course. Absolutely, right back at you. Hey, Foxy, how you doing? Agnes Nia, hi, Lady Luck at work with listening. That's all good with me. Everybody speaking to each other. Artist, how you doing? What's going on? Oh man, yeah, Artiste is the fantastic genius behind the intro outro video. She also did the logo you see here in the background, and I mean, just helping the look and feel of the Lady Luck Club to expand and grow higher and do better things. So thank you, Artiste, for just being such a blessing to the channel. I appreciate that. You and Mike and a few of you that are constantly supporting however you can. And I just appreciate it. There are a lot of YouTubers out there, but you guys took the time this evening to tune in. So listen, oh yeah, I was late to Mr. CKB's live stream, but let me tell you something. If you have not seen his live stream today, please go watch it. Oh man, he gives an epic roast. And I'm just laughing at it. Me and DWC was just like, "Oh, he going in." Yeah, it was well done. Glad he did it. Oh man, you got to show people how insignificant they truly are by ignoring their actual existence. So, oh man, I wouldn't be on YouTube if I didn't have thick skin. But I absolutely love to see people that do kind of come together for the defense as opposed to shining away from it like a coward when you see someone truly just being a nasty piece of crap towards other content creators. You subject to scrutiny when you choose to go and run for an elected position. The end. That's it. So I appreciate that. Messy Michon also came to our defense as well on the same cornmeal person. But Mr. CKB, oh, he did a 3-hour live stream and he just kind of like the last hour and a half, he goes all the way in. So shout out to you, Mr. CKB. Thank you to all the great mods. I have the greatest mods on the planet. And I want you all to know I got your back. Make sure you drop Mr. CKB's link to his channel in the chat. You guys also check out, his great content here in the Lady Luck Club. Whatever the stigma is with these weirdos that keep talking about, Super Studio is going to be gone soon. Well, I'm going to report on her till she goes to prison. 1, 2, you don't have the right to control or infringe upon my freedom of press and speech and expression. And 3, there are other content on my channel, but these same goofballs won't watch the other content on my channel. So, and it's not just those few people, because I don't do my videos for 10 people that can't stand the fact that Super Stupid is being reported on. She has gone global. And as opposed to those clowns sitting here coming, YouTubers that are reporting on her at the request of residents in Dalton and Thornton, why not get on Super Stupid's ass for actually putting herself out there in the first place? So, yeah, hypocritical much? Yeah, kick rocks. And kiss my ass. All right, man, let's go. That's about as much as I want to really go there until I, get to this definitions. This people need to read definitions of terms to understand what the hell they're saying when they're saying certain words. I mean, it's ridiculous. All right, we got Skeeter, we got our teas. Of course, you guys, make sure you check out the link for the StreamYard. We both benefit, get credits and everything else because StreamYard is expensive. But I'm here for it. Y'all, please hit the like and subscribe and join buttons. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all. Hey, Jeff, how you doing? Hey, Wanda, how you doing? How's it going? Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate all of you for the support here. If you guys can hear and see me, please let me know. We're going to kick this off by watching the video of the 11-year-old that was bullied to the point where he unalived himself. And this was 2 years ago. So if he were still here with us, he would be 13. And I wanted to go and speak on this because it's a couple things I want to cover with it. But as a mother of 2 boys that are around, my youngest is, 12 going on 13 as well. I can't imagine that. And the ball was dropped when it came to this young man, and the complaints that were coming from the teachers were ignored. Flat ignored. So, but of course, there are a couple reasons why I want to also cover this video and this story is because for some reason, no one wants the people who keep hollering harassment, bullying, stalking don't understand the legal concepts, the definitions of those terms and what that means. They're just throwing it out there to fear monger just for the sake of saying something. When I see stories like this where kids are actually being bullied to the point where they want to unalive themselves, I could care less about some thin-skinned, weak-spined, little brain YouTuber that wants to just frivolously throw out words like harassment, bully, stalk, extortion. Like they want to throw out these terms, but you have people that actually, kids that are actually being bullied and harassed to the point where they take their lives. And you want to sit here and talk about somebody saying something, bullying, harassing because they left a comment? Because I say cornmeal and super stupid. I call them what they act like. I don't owe them anything else. I don't have to dignify their existence by saying their name. I don't owe them that. They don't pay my bills. I could give 2 craps about how they feel about it when they want to be in these positions where they know they are subject to scrutiny. Bottom line. And I really, one of them is just for comedic relief. I don't take cornmeal seriously. We all just have a good laugh at him. She's insignificant to this channel and to my supporters. Either way. But if I do bring her up, it'll be because we all need to laugh. That's it. I don't take her seriously in anything else. You're still beneath me in this channel. So I want you all to see, and I'm sure her goons are watching. Let's see what real harassment and bullying actually looks like and what it could lead to. So you guys make sure you give me a 1 in the chat if you can see and hear the video. I thank you all for tuning in. There's a lot of comments flowing, y'all. We're going to get to some more. I just want to get started and get to this video. So let's go ahead and make myself smaller. This is on... Okay, Indisputable with Dr. Rashad Ritchie. A thumbs up. If you guys have not seen this video, some of you have. I think a couple of you. I think Laura and a couple other people sent this to me, and it's heartbreaking, and triggering. So if you don't think you can handle a couple of the visuals in here, please, just, you can pause and come back. I don't want to trigger anyone, but this is the reality of the situation here. So 1 in the chat if you can.
Put him a full man.
You can see and hear.
Wrongful death lawsuit. A Black 11-year-old takes his own life after being bullied by a teacher. Wrongful death lawsuit is stating a 5th grader and a fifth grade teacher. The fifth grade teacher relentlessly bullied, according to the suit, an 11-year-old child for months. And the Florida school board, quote, took no action to stop it before he took his own life.
And I'm gonna just right quick pause and say that I don't really personally care if he's black or white. I care that he's a child and just did not deserve it. But there's a difference in bullying versus you not liking someone's free speech and comments. There's a big ass difference. And any judge that's competent in the court of law will ensure that you understand the differences. Big ass difference. When I hear stories like this, where children are unaliving themselves because of targeting, bullying, harassing, stalking type behavior, it makes your weak ass complaints of harassment and bullying to the goons look like chicken shit in comparison to something like this. You're grown. Grow up. You got kids that are actually being what's legally defined to be harassed and bullied. And this unfortunate result happens way too often. But you got grown ass folks that want to be on social media, that want to play mayor while dogging it out, talking about, oh, you're harassing and bullying because I didn't like your comment. If you don't kiss my ass, you better.
Parents of the young child who unalived himself 2 years ago are suing a Florida school board, alleging board members did nothing to stop a fifth grade teacher who mercilessly bullied the child and encouraged classmates to do the same. It gets worse.
This is what Ivy...
Sorry, y'all. We got to have ads. Ads.
According to the Ocala News and WCJB News, parents Tika Johnson and Lewis Johnson Jr. filed a complaint against the Marion County School Board. In the wrongful death suit cited by the news outlet, the Johnsons said that their 11-year-old son, Lewis Johnson III, quote, continuously, consistently, and was relentlessly publicly bullied by his teacher. The teacher is...
Let me tell y'all something. I would have shut that school down single-handedly. They wouldn't be able to handle me. When it comes to my children, as a mother, I will reshift the gravitational pull of this planet for my children. And if you have children, I hope and pray you feel the same way. This school would not even exist. I mean, it would be shut down and forgotten about in human history by the time I would be done with this. If God forbid anything would happen like that happened to my children. I can't conceive losing a child. Like I don't think mentally and emotionally I would be able to handle the idea of losing a child. I can't conceive that. But to see continuous, consistent, and relentless bullying and what true, genuine bullying can lead to is egregious for grown-ass adults on social media running for elected positions to not be able to handle the word cornmeal. This is what bullying could lead to. True bullying and harassment. This teacher should have already been charged with the bullying, reckless endangerment of the child, and for wrongful death. Already should have been charged with it at the very least, and we should be hearing court hearings about the teacher being addressed in a criminal court of law. This school would not even be standing. They would hate my, oh Lord, the Florida Department of Education. I would own them. They would have to rename themselves. Lady Luck Club, Florida Department of Education. Like it would be unthinkable. And I can't even tell y'all exactly what I would do. That's the scary part. If God forbid my children would ever be subjected to this. Let's get back to it.
Donna Marie White. This is when he was a student at Legacy Elementary. The complaint alleges that for several months, while engaged in an, quote, open, notorious, and protracted pattern of bullying by systematically and chronically inflicting hurt and or psychological distress on Lewis Johnson III, including but not limited to unwanted and repeated verbal humiliation and insulting behavior, and encouraging other students to engage in the same behavior against their son. While White allegedly, called Johnson stupid and told him, quote, "You don't know anything," a few months before
a teacher's telling an 11-year-old this, or at the time he was 10. Teacher's saying this to him. Is it you know what? Let me rectify this. The title of his video is 11-year-old, and then they're saying 10-year-old passing. So, let's just go with him being 11. But this is unthinkable. This is unthinkable. And how does this,
10-year-old's passing, Johnson's parents complained to the school administrators about White's conduct and tried to solicit help from the Marion County School Board, asking board members to schedule conferences with the elementary school's leadership. But the committee, quote, took no action. The lawsuit reads. There's more information here.
Hi, I'm Andy Levian, General Counsel at the DNC.
Sorry. Ads, you gotta have.
Parents who attempted to utilize the administrative remedies that are afforded to them as parents in that school system. Why are they seeking an administrative remedy? Well, because the child has spoken up. And if you know anything about young people, you know it typically takes them a while before they're comfortable to speak out against their peers or authority figures in school.
And that's just, the sad part about it. Like I have to constantly, like if something is wrong with my children's behavior and their demeanor, to me as a mother, that makes me concerned if they're not acting like their normal selves. And if you're a parent, you know your children. You might not know everything they do, but you know who they are and their pattern of behavior, and you can tell when something's off. So when either of my children, come home and I'm like, how was school? Something like that. And they just kind of give this blank stare, or they like, oh, whatever. I try to still talk to them, encourage them that mom's here. Please let me know if something's going on. I'll even flat out ask them, has anyone said or did anything to you? Are you being bullied, harassed? You got to let me know, because mommy's going to handle it. please don't hold it inside. I have to encourage my kids, and they're 16 and 12 going on 17, 13. So I have to still encourage them, to speak up. You don't force it. You don't berate them about it. Just converse with them and reassure them that it's okay, to bring any concerns if anything's happening, because I'm not there at school with them. You can't be with your children 24/7, especially when they're school age. So I only know between what the school says to me and what my children tell me. So you got to constantly just remind them that you as the parent, you're there for them. You're not going to get it, because it's not their fault if they're being bullied or harassed to that point. You're not going to get upset about it. You just want to make sure that they're okay. And then you go and handle it however you need to handle it when you go to the school. And oftentimes when it happens, like if anything happens and my children come to me about something, the next day I'm going to the school. The next day. And handling it the next day. So just encourage your children to talk to you and help them to understand what harassment and bullying is truly defined to be. Help them understand and recognize the signs of it. Because if not, people will be using those terms frivolously, and it nullifies the actual aspect of it happening to whether it be a child or an adult or anyone, when it's actually legitimate and genuinely considered to be bullying or harassment or stalking or whatever. And if you don't know, to the goons, just define the terms and look at case law. See how the courts have handled those types of accusations. Because the courts don't operate on conspiracy theory. They operate on laws. Laws. So encourage your children. Don't let them feel like they can't come to you. They're like, oh, it was okay. I don't even want to talk about it. Okay, well, we'll pray about that. And, you just continue to have conversations with them. And then just kind of throw in a question here and there. Next thing you know, they're opening up. And they're telling you exactly what happened. Because now they feel comfortable and free to get it out. But don't let a day go by. If your child is acting outside of their character, they are shying away from that subject, don't waste time with it. Find creative ways to get them to talk and open up to you. Let's get back to it. Actually, I'm going to fast forward it just a little bit. Just a little bit.
His own life. He was rushed to the hospital.
I'm sorry, I'm going to go back some.
Leading to the 10-year-old's untimely death, April 2023. The complaint states that Johnson used a firearm to take his own life. He was rushed to the hospital where he died 2 days after he was admitted. Johnson's parents went to his school afterward, passed out prevention flyers, which also listed their allegations against White. The school district launched an investigation into the educator and interviewed more than 24 student witnesses, 12 of whom were in Johnson's class. According to the investigative report, White once allegedly told Johnson, quote, "I don't know why you're talking because you don't even know anything. You don't know nothing in this class." Isn't that right, kids?
And then bringing the kids in the class.
Naturally, this is a catalyst for his peers to become bullies and partake in the bullying experience with the teacher. Students also claim White, the teacher, would get mad when a student got an answer wrong and would sometimes make remarks about students' grades in the classroom, creating public embarrassment intentionally.
Right.
They also said her intimidating behavior sometimes made students cry.
Because part of that harassment and bullying includes public shame and intimidation behavior that is a repeated pattern where you're trying to humiliate someone and shame them to make them feel bad about themselves, not giving your opinion under free speech or a comment or a cornmeal. You know how many times I get called the name? I mean, I just got a picture of a Facebook post where I was called a whole bunch of weird shit. And I'm like, what the fuck is a dagger? Oh, a knife. He calling me a little knife. That's a dagger. That's the definition of the word dagger. A knife. Oh, okay. I'm sharp and quick with it. Don't see the insult in that. But that doesn't bother me because I expect that to come. Especially from, no brain, low, class individuals. I expect certain things like that. But I don't sit here and say that someone's just harassing me because they left a comment I didn't like. Todd Goza leaves comments on my videos all the time and says a lot of weird stuff. And each time I say, thank you for adding to the algorithm. I don't go back out and say, people are harassing me. They're bullying me. What the hell? You're dumbing down the aspect, the concept, and the definition of those words by calling every little thing harassment and bullying or stalking. And this fake outrage you have is laughable when it's actually a real concern of bullying and harassment that could lead to this. Why these clowns are throwing out the words simply because they don't like something being said about them. I can tell you right now, cornmeal is not as bad as the B word. And when she calls me names right back, I'm still going to sleep peacefully tonight. What the hell? That don't bother me. Cornmeal is for comedic relief here because I don't take her seriously. Aside from that, she is beneath me in this channel and my platform. But when you have real examples of it, that leads to this. That's even the more reason why I don't take all that nonsense that these grown adults on social media are throwing out here when they claim that they're being bullied and harassed because of a comment. The judge will laugh you out of court as well. Unbelievable. 11.
Now, we're talking about 10 and 11-year-olds.
This teacher should be in jail.
There are college students that could not withstand that kind of academic environment and be emotionally okay.
No one would. From a teacher.
District officials concluded that White repeatedly inflicted psychological distress on several children by verbally insulting, humiliating, and embarrassing students. White's contract with the school system was not renewed following the investigation. The Johnsons are seeking at minimum $75,000 in damages. That typically takes it to the federal courts, exclusive of interest, costs, or attorney fees.
Yeah, it's a federal lawsuit.
Before I go to the next part of this, the school concluded the child was bullied.
Right.
They investigated, and the school says, yes, this teacher engaged in a pattern of humiliation, embarrassment. Well, what is bullying? Humiliation, embarrassment, etc. You had a bully as a teacher. Now, the irony is the parents who came to you,
oh my God,
well before this happened, said it was happening. But because you decided not to correct the issue in the now,
right,
when it was presented to you initially,
right,
the blood of this child is on your hands.
Sorry, y'all. You gotta have ads. You gotta have ads.
Put them up.
Look
Least
at
we
this.
could do.
Hold on. Now, do you all see why I don't take those grown ass adults nonsense seriously? I don't, because they're a joke. You have a grown teacher that was doing this to children. And honestly, cornmeal, it's fair game. I mean, you call me names back, I call you cornmeal. The name I have of her is befitting because she's like ground up corn that lacks all the nutrients and vitamins that the body needs to sustain. And what you're left with is just a bunch of dust that can be blown away in the wind. No substance, no value, no nothing. You wanted to run for mayor, and you were scrutinized. You were investigated. You were researched. I personally did not plan on reporting on you because I don't take you seriously. But when you call me these names back, do I walk around here talking about, oh, she's stalking me and harassing me and bullying me? It's to be expected. But if I can dish it, I can take it. But if the worst thing I've called you is cornmeal, and I'm sitting back laughing at the things you say back at me, at some point you're going to have to grow up and get over it. Because you wouldn't even be able to start to make the case of bullying or harassing behavior when you're doing the same thing, you weird ass hypocrite. This is bullying. This is what bullying can lead to. So your fake outrage, you and those weird ass YouTubers, extremists that go out of their way to complain about the same thing over and over and over and over again, and still can't handle one comment that is honest, blunt, constructive, not even pertaining profanity. Just this is how you're perceived. This is how you're behaving. This is how you're acting. But those same people that sit here and try to decry harassment don't care that cornmeal goes on their platform calling everyone stupid, ignorant, dumb, retarded, and low class, and look at me and look at some of y'all. They don't care about none of that. Even aside from her trying to attack my sexuality, which is heterosexual, and I'm proud of it. Proud of the fact that I love men. I still didn't sit here and say she's harassing and bullying and stalking. What I don't like is the extortion part. This is bullying.
Let's try to help the family. So we provided a link.
You got a grown man crying.
Donate to help Lewis.
This grown man is crying.
The dress you can. Sorry, Ben.
I got you, Doc.
This grown man is crying. So I wanted to start off with this. And I'm gonna just stop it there before I start crying. Because this is what actual bullying is and what it looks like. Please understand, when it comes down to certain behavior, I don't sit and just block everyone or call every comment that I don't like harassing or bullying. I believe in free speech. You have to threaten my life, damn near, or you're just being completely denigrating in the comments for me to just have you blocked or removed. But to go so far to say that you're being harassed and bullied and stalked because of a comment, because of criticism, whether it be constructive or not, is irrelevant. It's freedom of speech. You just didn't like it. And then you want to file a complaint against someone for it? Let me explain something to you. To my mods, anytime you all see something, I always tell you all, encourage you all, let me know first before you remove that person. But if you come from my mods with some bogus ass complaint where you don't have sufficient evidence to prove any of those dumbass allegations, I will complete what you think you've started. Leave my mods out of it. Don't come from my supporters. Cornmeal posted up 2 children on a Facebook page, and I actually showed it in one of my earlier live streams I did a couple months back. My supporter emailed me about it because she put 2 children up trying to attack my supporter, who's the grandmother of the children, because my supporter put a laughing emoji on a video that Minion with Opinion did. How did the kids get involved into that again? How do you know someone was not watching your channel and recognized those kids and they were not subjected to bullying and harassment at school? How do you know that? 2 random children she doesn't even know. But yet they allow that bullshit to happen while they decry this fake outrage about harassment and bullying. I will ensure my mod that's got that complaint is able to beat you on every level legally. Funny how you claim to have judges and attorneys on your side, and yet you refuse to look up the definition of the word hate. So allow me to do that for you. Because reading is fundamental, and understanding what you've read is even more imperative. What does hate mean? Yeah, when I have to respond, it's going to be in epic proportion, in an epic fashion. And then it gets to the point, I'm not sparing their feelings. Otherwise, it would behoove them to not land on my radar at this point. I don't need to dox you. I don't need to do any of that. All I have to do is wait to call your dumb bluff. And then when I have to respond, that's exactly how you'll understand. And if you want to take it to a court of law, I'll be ready when you are. I'll be ready when you are. I'm going to help my mom figure out a way to beat that report. The definition of the word hate: feel intense or passionate dislike for someone. You can't dislike someone when you don't even care that they exist and they're insignificant. Have a strong aversion to something. Once again, don't care this person exists. Use politely to express one's regret or embarrassment at doing something. Express strong dislike for, criticize, or abuse. Intense or passionate dislike. Oftentimes, the word hate leads to strong feelings such as anger, violence, brought forth from fear. I have none of those things. And I would not want any supporter in the LLC to use the term frivolously unless it's justifiable. And then to go out, because I wouldn't do that, and just say someone's hating on me. Let people talk. It's not until they actually do something where your response is even validated, and the energy time that you're putting into responding to them. I can be talking about anything else, but I wanted to feature the 11-year-old either way, because I'm a mom, and it's so disturbing how these kids at this rate are being subjected to the bullying and harassment to the point where they can't handle life. This child was 11 years old. He had a whole life ahead of him. A whole life. It's absurd. So, just so y'all can see what hate is, this is why I don't say someone's hating on me. Because I understand the concept and definition of that term. I grew up, my grandmother taught me that when it comes down to using the word hate, the only person or thing you should hate is the devil himself and evil. And I'm talking about a true, genuine hate. Even the Bible speaks on being slow to anger. And if hate induces anger, why do you believe that it's okay to use that term so frivolously and call themselves Christians? Fake preacher, fake deaconess, but throw out hate all day. This is why I don't take you seriously. All right. I'm going to get to some comments just so you all can understand. When I have to respond like this, it's because I want people to fully understand and be educated on why sometimes I don't even, oh Lord, I don't go out my way to respond to every little, because it's just not worth it. It's not. But if you buck, I'm bucking back. Because you want to file a complaint against my mom or any of my supporters after the dumb crap that some of those morons are doing, after the dumb crap Cornmeal has done herself. She was literally going to give it away an entire village to the state of Illinois. I mean, what are we talking about here? So if you guys can, make sure you check out Dr. Richie, what was it? Ricky Richard. What was it? Rashad Ricky. I'm sorry. Check out the video. I'll share the link here. And then he spoke of a way to donate. So if you would like to donate to the young man, to help to the family of the young man, with regarding, I think, attorney's fees and just, other miscellaneous expenses they're definitely going to incur for taking this to court. I mean, it's a federal lawsuit, so it's going to cost some money. Okay. Let me get to some comments right quick. I'm sorry, it's a lot of comments because I just, y'all know, when I get into the groove of it all, I just, before I lose my train of thought or anything, I just want to kind of cover the information first and then get to comments and do it like that. So let's get to some comments here. Oh man. Debbie asked the same thing. The like button isn't working for me. Remember, her kids were present. Blessed Saturday. Thank you, Shonda. How you doing? Come on in, Jeff. Debbie, did you try going out, then rejoin the chat? Succeeding, yes. It was sad. It's sad. It was hard for me to watch the whole video without crying the first time, and I'm, when it's certain things I can and cannot watch around my kids because I don't want them to see me cry, right? I just don't want them to kind of be subjected to that. So, hey Sarah, how you doing? There are a few new people in here. I live in Vero Beach, Florida, born and raised. These people know which children to mess with, not mine. I know that's right. Hey, debt free dad, how you doing? You know what? Is there a way for me to email you? Because I want to email you about the situation with my mom. You're an attorney, just to kind of get your perspective on it. Not necessarily legal advice, just your perspective on it. Um, because like I said, I'll be there to make sure that my mom is taken care of, and um, you know, it's fraudulent to file complaints like this on just well, they're harassing me because they left a comment. So you want to file a false complaint with your evidence to prove this? And one thing courts will not do is infringe upon free speech. And I've covered an interview that was done with a another YouTuber and a judge, and the issue of cyberbullying came up. It's actually in the video regarding the toxicity of cornmeal, and I showed that for this very reason. You take those types of complaints to court, the first thing the judge is going to do is assess whether or not there's merit to the case, what evidence you have, and does it infringe upon free speech and expression. When it comes to other YouTubers like myself, we have the right to freedom of the press. It's basically publishing information that the public needs to know. So if I give my opinion and commentary or have some comedic relief, my goal isn't to sit here and try to I'm not gonna walk on eggshells either. But I'm not coming to sit here and harass and stalk and cyberbully. Well, especially when I know you're gonna say the same things in return, and I'm not gonna sit here and cry about it. But to file a complaint, no. And you can do what you want to do. Just don't get upset when the response is not what you expect. All right. What's going on? Debt Free Dad, welcome in. You guys make sure you check out his channel. He is an actual bar licensed attorney. I love it. And leave the link to his YouTube channel if you can, Moz. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I was watching his live stream he did last night about the fire situation, which we are going to touch on now. And we're going almost an hour into this. Yeah, I had to kind of take my time with that, because if I say something, I know I'm on social media, I know how it's going to be taken. But either way, I'm as long as the point is proven, and I do know the legal definition and concept in terms of harassment and bullying and stalking too. So, throwing it out there frivolously, I have not even responded to that stuff until now when someone filed a complaint, making these false allegations with no evidence to prove it. It comes down to you got to show that there's some pattern and it was an intent to do that. One comment is not a pattern. The stupidity of it all. Okay. Hey, Laura, how you doing? I got you back, girl. My daughter would call me from the school. There was an issue. Jeff, I don't want to miss anything. Hey, Skeeter and Mark, how you doing, Skeeter? Lord, hey, Detective Rachel. Thank you for my fantastic mods. Miss Mandy, I made you a mod as well. I know we have fun here, y'all. 91 people in. Please hit that like button. I know we have to sometimes touch on these touchy subjects and stuff, but I don't mince words, because when you start trying to take actions that look like you want to go to a court of law, yeah, okay. Now my reaction has to be, okay, I'm not playing around with you. There's no reason for it. You should have left me at the point where it was just comedic relief. Super Soup, you can say whatever she want about me. But you filing complaints, you trying to have someone handled legally? Yeah, no. Now, I'm going to take this on a serious note, and that's not something you want. But if you want to go there, knuck if you buck. I mean, that's pretty much it. I don't have to bluff, baby. Just wait to see. It's so ridiculous. Oh, it's so ridiculous. I'll call you bluff. I totally agree. That was my experience living in Gainesville. Sarah, they knew I went to work so I could help home on Pancake Day. I was bullied by a teacher. I played sick and went to the office and called my mom. # case closed. I know that's right. I've been bullied by a teacher. I was bullied by a couple teachers. They didn't want me, I went to high school, a new high school in the 11th grade, and had a very high GPA coming from a school where I had basically all APA classes. So my GPA was pretty high. And the new school I went to did not have a GPA scale on a 5.0. It was just 4.0 and that was it. So when I went to the new school in 11th grade, I was automatically, first in the class, and I graduated valedictorian from high school. Yep. That's why I laugh when I hear super stupid talking about Kuma Molade. Kuma Molade. That actually graduated valedictorian of my high school class. Just crazy. Kuma Molade. Yeah, that song is hard. I love it. And these teachers were mad. They were mad because of it. So, I had a couple teachers that tried to actually fail me, hoping, I guess, it would tamper and bring down my GPA. They went there. So did my mother. Yeah, all she had to do was come to the school. We had a whole conversation with the principal, the assistant principal, and the school counselor, myself, my mother, and those two teachers that tried to intentionally fail me. When I say to you, I say unto you this day, my mother was absolutely savage, and I will never forget it, and I love her for it. She got the teachers in. And then dared them to say anything to her while we were in the meeting. I will never forget. I was 16 years old. My mother cut them in half, honey, and she just epically destroyed their soul and didn't care. Oh my God. She's like, this is my child. You kidding me? Your job is to teach, not sit here and bully kids when you can't even say why. I came up with the name cornmeal. But this is going based on her character and her actions and her behavior. I know one thing, she'll never be able to come on my damn platform, A, and B, will never ever be able to come on my platform and call everyone stupid, dumb, ignorant, and retarded. This is why I can't take the other YouTubers seriously that allow her to do that. This is why. You let her clown your own platform and humiliate you. You should really be mad at her. Out of here. Child boo. But my mother, oh yeah, she didn't play that either. Teacher tried to do that. She put them in check. And the principal, who actually ended up being a deacon at my church, was like, yeah, we'll look out for her, make sure that doesn't happen again. And one of them ended up tutoring me because she just knew that she messed up. My mother was not for play. Neither am I. I'm a mom now, so I understand and appreciate her tenacity and the ability to, come to back and defend me. I mean, what mother would not want to do that for their children? Come on now. I thought I saw Chicago Red in the chat. Is she here? Sarah? Oh, this is a nice comment. I'm 71 good and really grown, but if you mess with my grown my children, I will let everyone know just how crazy I am. Believe me, my children teachers knew I'd pop up. Yeah. I mean, the school that my kids are attending is like far away, so I can't get there all the time for like events like I used to do at their old schools. But I've always made it a mission to have some level of rapport, even if it was just to have direct email and phone numbers of their teachers, just so they know when it comes to mine. Let me tell you something. Don't go there. I will reshift the gravitational pull of this planet. If something happened to my kids, it will be felt around the world. It will be a global catastrophe. We'll wake up today and like, Yellowstone just exploded. And there's a woman out there, Lady Luck Club, just going off. Yep. Someone must have done something to her kids. Yeah. Now Yellowstone has exploded because you messed around with my kid. You effed around and found out. Now we have a super volcano that's burping. Oh my good grief, man. Most are crazy. I'm methodical. I'm gonna tell you that. I'll let you be crazy, but I'm methodical. You don't want me to come up with no ideas on how to finish what you thought you started. You don't want me to do that. That would not be good for you. I love my babies. I love my babies. If we have Chicago Red in here, hello, shout out to you as well, another content creator. And to all of you all, make sure you guys, if you have YouTube channels, leave the links to your YouTube channels. Okay. We don't do extremist nonsense and BS, but otherwise I don't mind you guys, getting more exposure however you can. The YouTube community should be able to help each other at least with that. I mean, don't be an asshole. It just don't make any sense. Some of us share supporters as well. There are a few mods I have that are mods on other channels, so I'm not gonna ever tell them to stop watching any YouTube or anything like that. I'm just gonna say, you try to come after my mod with a complaint landing in the court of law or wherever it's gonna go. No. Yeah, okay. You please understand, I'm going to help them however I can, and we're gonna bring this to a completion and be done with it. And we're gonna sleep peacefully. In the end. The end. All right. Let's scroll down a little bit more. Like I said, I wanted to start this off. I'm sorry it's a bit long and solemn. And I'm not fussing. I'm saying exactly what I mean, and I mean what I say, and that's it. I don't play with that bullshit. I don't do that because I understand the severity of what it means to be bullied and harassed and stalked and all this other stuff. And I see children going through this, and it gives a whole new meaning and perspective to those words. So, and the word hate. We just say anything we don't like. Oh, you just hating on me. No one cares about you. What are you talking about hate? No one cares. No, we don't. Nope. Just as much as you were a nothing before you decided to run cornmeal, you will still be a nothing to me thereafter. So I don't have Facebook either, y'all. So a lot of stuff she say over there, I don't even know. Someone has to send me the print screenshot. Facebook is messy as hell too. Yeah, there's a lot to talk about. People can do whole videos and build up content just reading Facebook comments and posts. That's the whole thing. That's better than the soap operas. You can't get enough entertainment over there. I just won't be over there. I'm not going on Facebook. I just refuse to give, what's his name? The CEO, Mark Zuckerberg. He can kiss my ass. He's not getting anything out of me when it comes to Facebook. Hell no. All right. Her calling someone stupid is laughable. It is. It is. Calling me dagger? Laughable. I'm a knife. Thank you. I'm a sharp two-edged sword. A short one. Don't scare me. Child, boo. Yeah, that was very disgusting when she did that. Jason, lose a house, Vindu Pori. Don't listen to them. Block them. No, I'm not gonna block them. Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. I don't go on that YouTube channel. I don't care what she does over there. I don't care. I don't care. Once upon a time, I was listening because she was presenting facts about warrantless and stuff like that. But now it's just a ball of garbage. Apparently, if that's what's coming out of it. The last time I've seen anything was someone sent me the video about Cornmeal saying what she said. And today, Mr. CKB pulled up her Facebook page, Cornmeal's Facebook page. And he went in, y'all. His live stream is 3 hours long. He went in. He went in. I dare Cornmeal to call him out. And y'all know Mr. CKB is a lawyer, a particular lawyer. Yeah, please, please. Thank you. You're gonna go after a lawyer. That'd be fun for you. Child boo. And I know you'll watch to tell your friends. Yeah, no, they know. They watch it. They watch. Even if they say that word, I ask them, how is it working for you? Hey, Mike, get the One Lady Luck Club membership. How you doing? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. This evening I am going to gift out the 10 freebies. So, Shadow Seeker, how you doing? It is ridiculous how much drama keeps coming. Try to block them out. Hopefully Laura's okay. I just can't understand why they stalk these channels like they do. Then they say they are innocent. Yeah, I mean, they say the same things that, they claim that other people are doing to them. They do the same things. They don't care about the hypocrisy part of it. And they want to throw out something about it. You don't know how other people have served this country. Please stop weaponizing that. It's almost an insult to all other veterans everywhere on earth in any country. You're not the only veterans that exist. Dear goodness, that doesn't give you the right to sit here and be an asshole. And you can't handle the criticism, don't dish it. And if you're dishing it, just know we don't give a damn. I don't respond like this if you're going to sit here and file something in writing and try to take legal action against somebody. But whatever report you get, Laura, send it to me. The end. So, otherwise, I don't watch them. I don't go over there. I don't care what they do. Don't care at all. But challenging them in when it comes to something like that, when there are real people being bullied and harassed and stalked. One comment. It's laughable. You just laugh. All right. Mike. Oh man, I hope you feel better, Laura. You gotta feel better. It's okay. I'm sorry I caught the cult. I catch it all the time, apparently. And I only find out when someone sends me a screenshot that's on Facebook. I still catch it. Whatever. Hi, everyone. Hey, Granny G. Hey, Karen. Hey, Cher. How you doing? I'm late. What happened? Oh, Lord. A whole lot of stuff, girl. You know what? There's a clip on. I sent the link to Rashad Ricky about the 11-year-old that unalived himself due to excessive bullying from his 5th grade teacher 2 years ago. And it is finally making news. So I, brought up the video. A grown man cried. A grown man cried. Yeah, it was hard to finish that video. I couldn't finish it. To see what mental breakdown is happening over there. I mean, they just, throwing tantrums and stuff, using words they can't define, and then talk about how they know people in high places, but yet those same attorneys and judges they claim to know refuses to give them the legal definitions of the words bullying, stalking, harassment, and extortion. Like at least if you're gonna have people in your life like that on that level, at least ask them questions about how this stuff goes in court. I mean, seriously, learn something from them. Whatever. She called a DSMF. Oh wow. Oh boy, been a member of Debt Free Dads who filed a complaint. Yeah, Laura can tell you if she wants, but like I said, now you want to take it to a point where you're bringing in some form of legality or something over a comment. Child, please. Sarah, Lady Luck, keep on speaking the truth because it will forever stand. I try my best. Hey, Foxy, I sent his email to you. Okay, cool. Thank you so much. Debt Free Dad. I need to email him and contact him. Maybe he should have to talk about harassment and doxing and using the FBI's protection and always claiming they are in their pocket. I don't, and honestly, let me tell you something. When it comes to the Department of Justice in general, if you do have any ties to any federal agency like that, you're not going to sit and talk about it. You're not going to brag about it, bring it up, because it's going to bring unwanted attention upon yourself. Like I said, it's not a reason for me to stand here and say who I have connections to. My godmother's my godmother. You don't know who else I know, but I don't have a reason to bring that up. The only thing I'm going to do is if you try to take me to court, do something like that, if you try to take action or something like that, then that's when I'm going to really respond. Otherwise, I'm just going to treat you like comedic relief because you acting like a clown and we're just going to laugh at you. I mean, this is it. You know, they can bash me until Jesus gets back. But if they try to do something, pursue some sort of legal action against me, then that's when I'll respond and then say, oh, okay, here's what I don't even have to tell them what I'm going to do or how I'm going to move. So if you have connections, you know, people in the Department of Justice, the FBI, you don't need to tell anyone that. You can prove it by just letting the resolutions, your responses speak for itself. I don't need to dox anybody. I don't believe in it. I don't need to dox anybody to clap back. That's why I clown people out because I don't need to do any. I don't need to do any of that to clap back. You just get a good laugh out of them and you keep living. So yeah, you never know who people know, but when it comes to those types of agencies, I probably, if I had a true, genuine connection, I wouldn't. You all would not know that. I just wouldn't even go there. I would keep that to myself. Let's see. Okay, y'all ready? We're gonna get to the next video. We got a lot of comments. I want to make sure replay after this is over. I just got here. And so many people are, you know, just my heart goes out to the family of this young man that was bullied. I mean, it's sad because this child had so much potential, probably was smart as a whip. You know, you have a real situation where a kid is bullied. And you got grown ass adults that got this fake outrage and hypocrisy thing going on. Oh, everybody, oh, Jesus Christ. ABC, exactly. Share it. ABCs will tell you to keep it between you and them if you're singing. I mean, even if there's nothing going on where where they need your corporation or anything, but if you really do have people on the inside, you don't even need to say that. Most people who do won't say anything about it because what if you do need to cooperate in something? Now you make yourself a target. Don't just keep it to yourself. That's said with love. Keep it to yourself. No reason to brag about it. Don't need to bring it up because the last thing you want is someone to call you bluff. Now I'm gonna let you find out the hard way who I know and who I'm connected to. I'm not gonna just say it. I'm proud of my godmother. I don't mind featuring her on my channel as, a spotlight for Black history, the great accomplishments she's earned and deserved. I highlighted it. And she is what she's a federal judge. I can't go to her with advice. She's not an attorney. So I understand the law and I understand the parameters and the prohibitions that I have when it even comes to my own godmother. But she's the federal judge. I'm not. So if I have to go to court, I have to get an attorney. I have to talk to my attorney. I have to ask questions, look stuff up. I can't ask her for legal advice. But doesn't mean she's not going to be concerned from a motherly standpoint either. And it's her being in that role that she's in that encourages me to learn about the law. She who knows the law has the power, not the bluff. Don't need to do that. So, hopefully, this is taken with wisdom, not just to bash someone. We can't be too sensitive where we can't take constructive criticism, okay? All right, let's get to it. I've talked and yammered long enough. Let me know if you guys can see it. And here we're going to check out the fire thing. Oh, ads. Chicago Reds, I need to get the subscription. It costs so much money. I will, though. We'll get to that point.
After a South suburban building caught fire. You may have seen this frightening video of flames shooting out of the windows of a Dalton business yesterday. We've learned this isn't the first time a fire has happened there.
That's right. Our Sade Gray has been investigating all day, spoke with the owner of that business. Sade.
Well, Chris and Erica, this is the second time the building caught on fire in 1 week. While it remains under investigation.
No one finds that odd. Second time in 1 week, the same building. Funny how this second fire incinerated the foundation and the walls and all that brick and mortar. It literally exploded. That energy burst outward. That's not a fire. That's an explosion. See, the first time may have been a fire. That's why the foundation, the walls were still standing. The second time, what you just saw, this is an explosion. This is combustion. Something exploded.
Well, Chris and Erica, this is the second time the building caught on fire in 1 week. While it remains under investigation how the fire started for both fires, we spoke with the owner and he believes both are suspicious. Unbelievable video out of Dalton. A devastating inferno tears through this business yesterday. Flames shoot out the window and take down the roof.
Oh,
man. Skywatch shows a pile of burned debris sits near 142nd Street and Dalton Avenue. This morning, Dalton firefighters returned to the scene after the fire reignited. The building stood tall for decades, but was destroyed within hours.
Good grief.
1330 East 142nd Street.
Now, new questions about what caused the fire. We spoke to the owner of the building, Larry Gardner. He wouldn't speak on camera, but he believes his business was intentionally set on fire. It's called Yvette Trucking and Warehouse, a business offering moving services like U-Haul trucks, trailers, and towing equipment. Dalton fire officials say the same building caught on fire Friday. Gardner says he believes that fire is a case of arson too. We've also learned the same building was raided last December. The state's auto theft task force recovered 10 stolen vehicles from Chicago. We asked Gardner about the raid, and he is blaming one of his tenants and says he had no idea there were stolen cars there. He has since voided their lease. The Dalton fire chief says the state fire marshal has taken over the investigation and is looking into both fires. Reporting live.
So here's my thing. What's going to be problematic and troublesome for the owner is the fact that there was once upon a time some stolen vehicles there on the property. You know, and two, I mean, you're the landlord. If you have a tenant, you know, I would personally have someone come out and just at least be able to inspect what's going on the property and kind of get a gauge for what's really going on. No, you don't want to just pry into people's business, but if you've got cars on your property like this, and let's say he knew that they were doing something with cars, but it's something that just for his own comfort, just it may look suspicious, or he might just want to know, okay, let me make sure that these cars are legal cars. Like, what are you using these cars for? And you got titles on these cars or something? Because that would have been solved right then and there. You got a tenant that has anything to do with those vehicles, anything, at least mandate that they keep the title of the vehicles registration information on file. You can tell them that you do audits just to make sure everything's on the up and up and everything's legitimate that's on your property that you're leasing, that you're leasing this stuff out to. You know, you can create audits. You're the property owner. And then try to make sure that there's nothing fraudulent going on your property. Even if he didn't know, it took the building to get raided for him to find out, oh shit, the car is stolen. Like, that might be factored into this investigation. And I'm curious to know who the tenants are. I would love to see the list of tenants that he has, including that tenant that had the car thing. I would love to see all his tenants list, because the first thing that the investigator is going to do, they're going to look into, you know, first they're going to start with him. He's the property owner. They're going to, you know, ask some questions, have him come in, bring some documentation. I do believe he was one of the first that kind of spoke out on camera and came in and said, hey, you know, the FBI is talking with me and this, that, and the third, and they're taking this very, very seriously. So he was kind of like one of the first ones that came out into the public view and stated that he had been talking to the feds and they question him and they're taking it seriously. I highly doubt he was the first one to file a complaint, but he was the first one to be bold enough to say, yeah, they talked to me. Yep, sure did. They taking it seriously. Personally, he didn't even care at that point. He didn't care about the consequences. We all know super stupid can be vindictive and retaliatory and vengeful as hell. But what they are going to do is they're going to do an investigation. They're going to start with the owner. They're going to go to the tenants, which is why I would love to see the list of tenants. And then they're going to ensure that whatever was in that property was not put there intentionally that caused that combustion. Because if it was on fire already, what the hell could have been in there to cause that type of combustion? Or perhaps it was a different building. I don't know. Let's see here. Jet, aka cult leader. Really? How do you do to live after all that? What do you mean? How do you do to okay? Yeah. We speak English here. I don't know what that gibberish is. How about you recall that and start over? And then I'll answer you myself. Because no one even knows what the hell you saying or what you mean to say. It just sounds like wah, 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 wah. Yeah, I use trolls for target practice. I don't care. Y'all see why I don't just keep kicking them out real quick? Because you don't feel bad when you're clowning them and laughing at them either. You want to be a troll? All right. You better handle what you dishing out or what you think you dishing. It's nonsense. You redo that and use English. I didn't know what the hell you saying. Mike, that party was on New Year's Eve. Like many had parties that night. Yeah, they were dragging my ass right now. I am home with you. Damn. There you go. There you go. That was a good clap back. Good clap back. Hey, they were dragging both of y'all. I mean, come on. Do it. Oh boy. Just because Tim said a lot of cars were stolen on the property doesn't mean those cars were recovered and stored there. Cops in Dalton are corrupt. Yeah, I mean, like I said, if there were any cars that were on that property that, what's his name, Lawrence Gardner, that he leased out some of the space to, he had the right to just do an audit. I see you got cars over here. I want to see the titles for these cars, the registration information, and all of that. And I want to see it now because that tenant should have had that information stored on file. So it should have been something that he should have been readily able to just pull up in the event of an audit, right? But to me, that's just being responsible as a property owner to make sure that my property that I'm leasing out to other people is not becoming a havoc from hell. You don't give super stupid leverage to sit here and they want to come after your business and come to find out, oh, there's actual stolen cars here. Jesus. He cut the tenant off, which is the leasee off. That's the right thing to do. But, hopefully in the future, and this isn't to attack him. Hopefully this is just a learning lesson that he will do an audit on all of his tenants that he's leasing space to. And if they're bringing any type of property at this point, make sure that there's some proper documentation and paperwork on file for whatever it is. I don't care if it's a boat, car, a ship, a bike, whatever. All right. So it's Strand. How you doing, man? Jed is a troll. Oh, that's a troll. Yeah, for sure. That's a troll. You could call him a cult leader and all that weird stuff. I get called the same thing. It's whatever. It was on C's. Yeah. All right. Okay, cool. So the investigation is underway. I would love to have the preliminary arson investigation report, or something just to kind of show what has been documented so far. Because now what they're going to do is, okay, let's figure out what really triggered this, this event here. What triggered this combustion? Not just start the fire, but that explosion was not normal. It's not like nothing was on. Like, I don't know if they had a gas line or anything in there or flammable fluids or anything like that, but it just exploded outward and just blew out the walls and stuff. That was something else. So if you guys didn't know, Lawrence Gardner filed a lawsuit against Super Stupid. November 18, 2024. This is a federal lawsuit, went to the U.S. District Court for the Northern District of Illinois. Presiding judge is Judge Kokaris. And it's a allegation of civil rights violation, which is federal law. So anytime you're alleging that there is some sort of federal law violated, or your constitutional right violated, or like with the young man who unallowed themselves, parents are suing, and it's over a certain dollar amount, then it automatically goes to the federal court. You got to have your information, your evidence lined up. Federal court is not for play. Okay. This is just the case information. I don't have access to the actual complaint, and Lord knows I want it. So Pacer is acting up for me right now and is throwing a tantrum. So if anybody can get a copy of these filing, Lawrence Gardner's filing, please email it to me at LadyLuckClubLLC@yahoo.com. If I can get one of my fantastic mods to drop my email in the chat, if you can get your hands on it. I think I've only seen this on Pacer and maybe Trellis Law. But I want the actual complaint. But if you guys do have the ability to get a copy of it, here's the case number. Action starts with 2024. 2024 CV 11825. And the first set of numbers should be the year of the filing. And let's see. The last action that was done on this was back on January 16th. So basically, the Village of Dalton's motion for extension of time to file answer regarding complaint number 17 is granted. So they just asking for more time to do responses. Each allegation itself in the complaint has to have a response to it, and you'll oftentimes see it numbered as a paragraph. So it might have each count being a paragraph itself. And so when you respond, you got to respond to each paragraph, to each allegation in that complaint. And they're not going to all be the same. So they needed more time to answer, to send response to one of the paragraphs. And they were granted that extension, and it doesn't show anything else. And Pace is pretty good with updating in real time information. So it doesn't show anything has happened since then, and this May 3rd. So I'm just kind of curious to know how that hearing is going to go. Especially now, I mean, the lawsuit can still proceed. Now you just have this arson investigation on top of it. But it's my understanding that this was a violation of 42 USC Statute 1983 Civil Rights Act. So he doesn't need the building itself to be standing in order for this case to proceed forward, because the allegation is a violation of the actual Civil Rights Act, not necessarily something with the property itself where you need the property to be standing or to have evidence from the property to proceed with the case. So, so far from what I'm seeing, that's what this allegation is based on. So the case is still going to continue on in court. So yeah, this is just the information on it that I saw of the docket. And then here's an article that kind of goes over some of the information. I just love reading the actual court filing and to be able to see the full picture, full scope of it, of the case. That's just, my happy place. That's what I like to do. But this is from Cook County Record, I think. And this kind of goes over his complaint. Back on November 27th of last year, local business owners taking legal action against municipal authorities, alleging a series of rights violations and misconduct. Lawrence Gardner, along with his company, filed a complaint on November 18th, 24 in the U.S. District Court for Northern District of Illinois. The defendants include the Village of Dalton, Super Stupid, Inspector Kim Olson, and Lacey Potato Head. Super Stupid is on her way out the door, so more than likely, hopefully he listed her in her official and personal capacity. But I need to look up information about this Inspector Kim Arson. Her name keeps coming up, especially when I went over the documents regarding St. Patrick's. There are 3 inspections. One of them she did. The other 2 that were passed were done by a different inspector. I don't know if she's still working there or what. Is Kim Arson still employed with the Village of Dalton? She still work there? Anybody know if she's still there? If Kim Arson still works there? And I ask because no, I don't focus on every single person. My focus is on report on Super Stupid until she goes to prison. So, no. Prima said, hey, Prima. Prima said no. Okay, cool. So, I'm going to look her up. Kim Arson. I've seen a few videos from Public Ops, which I absolutely love. Public Ops is funny. But there was some videos done where she kind of just showed her ass in some meetings. And then plus, you know, she was one of the flunkies to Super Stupid. You know, I mean, would go out and do these bogus inspections and stuff like that. And depend on what happens or what goes on with what she's done, they may need to reevaluate the inspections she completed, especially if they weren't done, you know, genuinely and honestly. Is she even certified to do inspections like that? Because Super Stupid has a habit of hiring people because they kiss her ass, not because they're qualified. So I don't know anything about her background, but I guess that'll be part of, you know, the reporting and research that we're doing on Inspector Kim Arson. So if you have any information on her, just feel free to email it to me and I will be researching her as well. Prima says she was not certified. Look at that. Don't be sensitive. All right, it's okay. I got you. Trolls are gonna troll you. She is at Township. Really? So she works at the Township now? Food pantry. Oh, I would keep my chicken nugget. She went from inspections to food pantry, y'all. That's an indication she was not certified. Y'all know how many people finna get caught up? Ooh, Freeman, Lacey, Potato Head, Squidward, Siggy. People get more outraged at me calling them names as opposed to the actual criminal activity that they're investigated for. Just kick rocks. Who cares? But no, all the things they've done, there's no way that they're gonna escape any level of penalty here. It makes no sense. So a lot of them got it coming. I'm telling you right now, a lot of them got it coming. And I guess Kim Arson is up next, up the bat. I don't know why she's working over there. Why does she still have a job in general? Good Lord. The case revolves around Gardner's property at 1330 East 42nd Street in Dalton. After purchasing the property in April 21 and starting his business there, Gardner faced multiple challenges from local authorities. Claims that despite making necessary repairs and applying for a business license in September 21, understanding he could operate while it was processed, his business was shut down by the Village of Dalton PD on May 3 of 22. This occurred even though the property met code requirements according to village inspectors who were not certified. So that really brings into question the validity of the inspection itself. Gardner eventually received his business license on June 6, 22. However, subsequent incidents, including being cited for unauthorized liquor sales during a January 23 event at his business location, a charge he disputes as false since no alcohol was sold. An administrative court initially found him liable for this violation on February 16th, but not for other charges. Gardner sought judicial review of this decision on March 16th, resulting in a default judgment against the Village of Dalton when they failed to respond by May 22nd. Despite this ruling favoring Gardner and ordering cost payments from the village, which remain unpaid, and this was as of November 2024, this article, as of November 27, 2024. So I don't know if it's been paid since then, but this is as of November 27, 2024. It had not been paid. Let's see. The village closed his business again on May 27 under claims it wasn't approved for occupancy. Yeah, the whole inspection should be questioned. Period. And Kim Austin should be investigated. Because what the hell are you doing? What are you doing? I've never seen this much back and forth on someone being able to operate a business in the village of Dalton where you need more businesses operating. It's ridiculous. Let's see. Allegations extend beyond administrative mishandling to include accusations of due process violations under the 14th Amendment and illegal searches infringing upon Fourth Amendment rights. The complaint details numerous warrantless raids. So he had no warrant from a court to even raid the property. No subpoena, no nothing. Why are you there? Led by Potato Head, who's now facing 9 counts of bankruptcy fraud charges, amongst other things. Because we all know that all they do is sit around and take notes on how to commit crimes now. You get no love here. 9 counts of bankruptcy fraud. Good grief. Oh, man. So raids led by Potato Head as Super Super's director. These actions allegedly included physical assault against Gardner during an April incident where he was injured after being thrown against a desk. But yet they didn't go to jail. Whoever did this, ooh, child, state police would have had to come in. Illinois State Police would have had to come in. It's one of those things where, you know what? I'm going to keep going higher and higher above your head. Because everybody got to report to somebody. Gardner accuses Super Stupid of using her position to obstruct access to his property through police intervention without proper legal basis or exigent circumstances, a pattern he asserts continued with multiple false arrests throughout mid-23 into early January 24. The lawsuit seeks compensatory damages for financial losses suffered due to interrupted business operations alongside punitive damages for emotional distress caused by these repeated intrusions and confrontations with law enforcement officials acting under alleged orders from the municipal leadership. Represented by Gregory Ekulis and Associates Ltd., Gardner is pursuing relief through various counts, including due process violations, which is count 1 in the complaint, illegal search, count 2 in the complaint, excessive force, count 3 in the complaint, false arrests across several instances, counts 4 through 6. First Amendment infringement related to protest activities, count 7. Monell policy claims against systemic practices within Dalton's governance structure, counts 8 through 9, and indemnification obligations under Illinois law should individual defendants be found liable. Judge presiding over this matter has yet to be assigned, and this was as of November 27th. You guys saw the docket. A judge was assigned, and the latest activity on that case was as of January 16th of this year. We will be keeping our eyes out on it because I think it's going to be a good one. This arson investigation is going to be even more interesting as well because now, the question is, who did this? Who did it and what the hell is going on here? And what type of accelerant or flammable something was utilized for that combustion? So, yeah, inquiring minds want to know who the hell did that and why. What was their motive? What was their intentions? Debt Free Dad did a great video on this last night. I encourage you all to check it out. I always watch Nate the Lawyer, Debt Free Dad, Mr. CKB, because they're lawyers or attorneys and they went to law school. So they can give a perspective that's neutral and impartial just from a legal aspect on what the possibilities that could be faced in these types of cases, the possibilities of what, the owner is looking at when it comes to the investigation. Of course, he's going to be interrogated. They're going to, try to see if or rule out. Hopefully he does clear himself, but rule out if there was an attempt to, defraud an insurance claim of some sort. So, seeing that this lawsuit, which if he has evidence that really substantiated each of the allegation in the complaint itself, each count, Yeah. These defendants are in trouble. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Which is why I'm gonna have to look into Kim Austin, because she keeps coming up in nonsense, and it's like, why are you doing this to yourself? Ugh. Yep. So Kim Austin is up to bat. Once I get all the information I need on her, I'm going to do a video, and I think I'm going to make it available to my members first and then do a premiere. Yay. All right. Let's look into this tab here. In the meantime, hold on. Let me get some more comments. Oh, thank you, Road Tripping. I am J9 Eve. Got some interesting theories on the fire. Okay, I need to check our video out. Make sure you all, if like I said, if you have YouTube channels, please drop the links to your YouTube channels as well. You know, I don't mind supporting other great content creators and YouTubers. I'm going to check out J Naive's video. Check out Debt Free Dad if you can as well. I hope you guys saw his link to his channel. But I think that the common theme here is figuring out exactly what caused the fire. You're talking about 2 in 1 week. The combustion itself, who did it, and what was their motive. That's going to be the main questions that the investigators are going to be asking as they gather evidence, right? And so the fact that the building had already gone through a fire, I mean, you can't imagine any utilities flowing in the place. So what combusted? Is that the same guy that had the bubblegum machines or something like that? He had like old school machines of some sort, bubblegum machines, soda machines, something to that extent. Because if that be the case, then some of those items could be highly flammable, or the products used for it could be highly flammable, and it could have just been an explosion from the items that was on the property. But, you know, like I said, I hope his name clears. I don't know him. I don't know much about him other than what I'm reading about him in his allegation here. I don't know much else about him. And I did see him, you know, saw the video where he, you know, was first to come out to say he had talked to the FBI. But honestly, what choice did he have? Look at all that he had been through. You're talking about 10 counts where most of that, you know, is basically bullying and targeting by the police department and super stupid. This is another reason why Dalton Police Department needs to be overhauled. Anybody got time for that? It needs to be overhauled. Like it's insane. So they got so many connections to so much bad stuff. It's just why you want the same people on that in that police department. I don't understand. No, Jason House thinks twice about this. And if you know, you guys being the residents up there, make the demand. You're gonna have to overhaul Jason House. You need to overhaul the police department. We're sick of them. They connected to too much shit, and we ain't got time for it. They're gonna keep costing the taxpayers money because lawsuits are being filed specifically against the police department or pending, where they're paying out tens of millions of dollars. The settlement for the $23.5 million, that was wrongful death and an injury because of Potato Head's ass. I don't owe him any respect or dignifying his name at all. That's why I don't like saying it. Same thing with Super Sue. All the dumb shit she's done, it gets overlooked by the hypocrites. But yet they want to sit here talking about, oh, you guys are using these foul names. No, what about the foul shit they've done where they violated whole laws? Hell out of here. The hell out of here. It's laughable. That's why I laugh at them. Oh, man. Personally, I think maybe electric car batteries, probably. If there were stolen vehicles on the property, I don't know what type of cars there were. I would love to see the list of tenants to see what the inventory was. I don't know were there any cars inside of the facility when it exploded. But if you saw the after pictures like I did, you can tell that that fire was so hot, it incinerated the foundation of that building. Incinerated. And those types of commercial buildings are typically built to withstand, you know, that type of fire damage. But that combustion, it just blew out the structure. So something was in there that had some sort of ability to be an accelerant to add all that extra energy to the fire itself. So, man, this is crazy, y'all. But we're gonna follow this because now I want a copy of the investigation report. I want a copy of that arson investigation report, and I would love a copy of the full filing complaint that Lawrence Gardner has against Super Stupid and this Kim Austin lady. That way I can kind of, put together information to do video on her, plus some other inspections and stuff that she's done that obviously was not done in good faith, and certainly was not done with her having knowledge of how to do the inspections if she wasn't certified. So wouldn't that render her inspections null and void? You had someone that was not certified to do this, that did this inspection, and I'm sitting here having to make repairs and renovations based on the shit she said, excuse me for my profanity, on the stuff she said in this inspection report that she was not certified to do in the first place. So how does one know if they truly needed to do those things? How does one know? She could have just been checking off stuff and saying anything. If she doesn't even know what the hell she's looking at and doesn't understand, it's not certified and educated and knowledgeable to do the inspections, then that means that not just Lawrence Gardner, but several others have been subjected to spending money to have frivolous things done simply because Kim Austin put it on an inspection report. What a waste of money. That's some foul, nasty work. That's some nasty work right there, Kim Austin. Some nasty work. Woo, child, you don't have a conscience at all, girl. Neither the Super Stupid. She is a company she keep. All right. Let's see. All right, cool. Y'all, we don't always have to agree. But if you listen, dish out something, you won't be able to take it back. So I'm gonna clown you right back. All right, let's go. So we see here the business entity search for the Office of Illinois Secretary of State. And yes, I did put in Lawrence Gardner's companies. As you all can see here, let me just click on this. There's an involuntary dissolution. Yvette Trucking and Warehousing LLC was involuntarily dissolved on September 9, 2022. I'm assuming because of those weird ass inspections from Kim Austin. Probably couldn't even, it just so much connected to it that just kind of tainted it. I don't know. But it was dissolved. Let's see. Let's go back. Okay, so what's the difference between the first one and second one? Oh, he added an E. Okay. So he did a whole nother license because the file number is different. And he just added an E at the end of Yvette. Trucking and Warehouse LLC. Everything else the same. So this is an active business license as of March 4, 2025. So not too long ago. Not too long ago. It's May 3rd. So almost 2 months now. What it do him to just start a whole new one and not just reinstate the other one? I'm curious to know that. So you all can see here the business license, the file number here, the address, active 3/4/2025, 2 months ago. Yeah, I'm very curious to know why would he opt to start a whole new business license. All he did was add an E to the entity name, but not simply reinstate the other one that had been there for at least 2 or 3 years. It's weird, right? There was more these. Okay, so these documents are like name change, adopting assumed name, change of registered agent and or registered office. Let's see what this is. Please enter a limited liability company file number below in the box. Oh God, y'all, I do this all the time and tell you all what happened. So, see, there's no old LLC name because he added an E to it. So I guess it gives it a whole new name and a whole new file number. But this is the LLC 5.5. That's just kind of like the original application to file for the business. This is something else. So he added an E. He also has something called LC Enterprises that was dissolved back in 1991. Our Own Candy and Stuff, NFP, dissolved April 12, 23. Is that, well, that must have been the one where he had like the bubblegum machines or something like that underneath with the property, with the products for the bubblegum machines and all of that under this one. Our Own Candy and Stuff, NFP, dissolved, not for profit. This is September 13, 24, where it was dissolved. So just last year, right before he filed this lawsuit. Wow. Hadn't even had more than a little over a year. Incorporated April 12, 23, dissolved September 13, 24. Jesus Christ. All right. Let's see. What else he got? Larry's Transportation Corp. Good grief. How many businesses he had? I mean, I'm all for people being an entrepreneur and all, but it just seems a little weird. you don't reinstate the business license that's been there for 2-3 good years. You add an E and start all the way over. I just don't understand the benefit of that. And now what? Less than 2 months later, the building on fire. They're going to ask you about this, Lawrence Gardner. You're going to be asked about that. Trust me when I tell you, I'm pulling up information that's available to the public. Please believe the investigators probably pulled this up as well. They're probably thinking along the same lines. Why does he have two and one got an E and the other one don't? Like, you don't want to do anything that looks suspicious. I'm not attacking him. I'm just saying, I'm being honest here. That, to me, as an investigator looking at that would look kind of suspicious to me. You just opened up this new business license 2 months ago, and now the foundation is no longer standing. I mean, why even start up with the business license? I don't know. Y'all let me know if it's a little odd to you all as well. Am I the only one here? Yeah, am I the only one here? It can't be me trying to say this seems a little weird. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Now, in case you all didn't know, because I wanted to follow up with this. This is regarding the Dalton firefighters, since we were watching the video about the fires. The contract that they secured, it was the collective bargaining agreement, basically. And so since they're part of a union, even though they're Dalton firefighters, direct employees of the village of Dalton, they were having a hard time trying to get a renewal for their bargaining agreement with Super Stupid, because the union leader would not help finance her dumbass campaign. This is the level of depravity and retaliation she does. And yet I will not overlook it. I will not overlook it. I don't care about, anyone not liking me calling her super stupid. She is stupid. She's a stupid criminal that does things that's so blatant and obvious, and she doesn't care. Why condone it? Why not call it wrong? It's wrong. She's violated so many laws that's in court documents. Like, that's, when I say she's a criminal, there are court documents to support that. So it's not just coming up with some wild hair theory off the top of my head. No, there are court documents that outline the laws she has violated and broken. Is it not a crime to break the law? Is that not a crime still? Because the last time I checked, it's a crime, right? It's a crime. It's a crime. So they finally got it, y'all. Jason House did indeed renew the contract with them. And this is September 13, 2024. So there's 62 pages of it. And I'm going to show you all a photo of the last page they signed. Dalton firefighters secure a contract after 4 years without one, with trustees voting to freeze travel by village officials to curb cost and warning of possible job cuts. Trustees vote to fire Deputy Police Chief Louis Fathead Lacey, cement Keith Freeman, who should also go to prison, as village administrator, and approve a temporary moratorium on travel by elected officials aiming to curb expenses. Firefighters Union President Adam Farage, Farage? I don't want to mess his name up. Credits negotiating directly with trustees for successful contract talks, which include retroactive pay raises and aim to make firefighters whole after years without raises or a contract. because they're not vendors. They're a part of a union. Those are two totally different things. You don't believe me? Google collective bargaining unit. Or just Google the difference between a collective bargaining unit and a vendor contract. I mean, not the same. They are still considered village employees. They're just protected under the union. Dalton firefighters have a contract after working without one for 4 years. Okay, I don't want to reread anything. The labor pact was announced Thursday at a special village board meeting where 4 trustees who have battled Super Stupid were joined by a 5th trustee who has been a staunch ally of the mayor. Trustees voted to put a temporary freeze on travel. Let's see. Board members also voted to fire Louis Lacey. They voted in early August to place Lacey on administrative leave pending an investigation, but he continued to report to work because he thought he owned shit. You walking potato pillow top bubble behind. No one told you to show up. I hope they didn't pay his ass, because if you're fired, you're fired. They don't owe you any wages. You decided to go volunteer today, I guess, which was dumb. I wouldn't even want him on the property at this point, because who knows what the hell he doing. Trustees also cemented the position of Keith Freeman as village administrator, despite attempts by Dum Dum to fire him and name a replacement. I don't like Keith Freeman. I'm saying it again and again and again and again. I don't. But the only reason why he's still there is because he's allegedly cooperating. You really want to cooperate, Keith Freeman? Why don't you pay back the village of Robbins you owe over $90,000 to? Why don't you offer some sort of public apology for being a jackass and kissing Super Stupid's ass for 4 years? I have seen enough meetings that show how horrible Keith Freeman truly was. And it's just disgusting. And now it's like, oh, welcome. You decided to tell on her to the FBI only because he doesn't want to go to prison, which he still might go. He still might go. Y'all, listen, investigators, police officers, and I think I've said this before, cannot guarantee you full immunity. They can't do that. So if he ends up still seeing the inside of a prison cell, even with his corporation, it's because of the crimes he committed. That's it. It's not about hate. It's not about anybody liking you. You broke the law and you got caught. Why should they all be exempt from penalty and punishment? It doesn't make sense. When there's sufficient evidence and charges that are valid, brought forth, that indictment was something else, Keith Freeman. But you still gonna have to answer to the IRS too, because you forged IRS documents. We don't need to sit here and pat him on the back. But if they were going to do this and say, okay, well, we want to make sure we protect his job while he cooperates, fine. But call a spade a spade. Be honest. When he has not attempted to apologize and to say, I intend on making some of these wrongs right. And I apologize to anyone I've disrespected, because Lord knows I have many, many a times. I've acted like a piece of shit too many times for people to count. And I want to offer my heartiest apology to you all. You can come ask me questions. You want information, budget reports, and anything that I am allowed, in accordance with the law to provide, I will do that. Something. So no, people aren't just going on talking about, oh, we just love Keith Freeman now. Hell no. At least I hope no one's doing that. We're going to give grace to people. Give grace to people who are not currently under investigation. I'm still trying to figure out what Jason House did that was so wrong, or Kiana Belcher that did, Brittany Norwood, these trustees. What did they do that was so wrong that has people so volatile and hostile towards them? And provide proof, court documents, proof of them being indicted or charged or investigated by the FBI. I want to see that type of evidence, because otherwise you just don't like them and you're allowing that to become pure venom. For what? You care about your community and your residents and your neighbors that reached out to YouTubers to help shed light on Super Stupid. You care about your neighbors so much, you hypocrites. Why don't you try to work with the trustees? You want to give grace to anyone? Give grace to the people who aren't under FBI investigation. Wouldn't that make sense? That's what's so funny to me. The hypocrisy of it all. Stupid. Yeah. All right. Y'all, I'm going in today. This is the only way this can be done right. I have to be able to just let loose and say what I need to say. Oh boy. You even have me on eggshells. Damn all that. Kiss my ass. Not gonna stop being me. That's not gonna happen. But you're gonna falsely accuse someone of being under investigation or that they're going to jail. I don't know what's worse, me saying cornmeal or you actually falsely accusing someone of paying somebody to come in and do something like a payola, something that would be your burden to prove in court. Good luck to that. You have to have concrete evidence on some like that. You can't go to court with conspiracy theories. Judges do not have time for your BS. You better have irrefutable proof. And if you don't have that, then kick rocks. I'm just gonna keep laughing at you. All right. Trustee Stan Brown, who I also don't like, and actually was named in the FBI subpoena, was greeted with cheers and applause as he walked into the Dalton Park District's Lester Long Field House, where the meeting took place. Oh God. Trustees at odds with Henyard have been locked out of Village Hall and have had to rely on Park District buildings to hold meetings. Your concerns are my priority. Are they? Mr. Easter Suit Deacon? Are they your priority? You're another one. Yeah, I apologize for always recommending them dumbass bonds. That sounds easy to me, right? Yeah, for all the bonds that I said we should get for stupid water parks and ice rinks and whatever else Just Ice did. I'm so sorry. I was horribly wrong. And I'm going to find ways to help this board cut down on the debt that they owe. I give you my word on that. Riding the bike. And you just, there's a starting point with that before you just oh yay, he decided to come to our side. There could be a hidden motive as to why they're doing that too, when they've been awful for 4 years. Not one time has Keith Freeman said, I'm sorry. And if he does, please send me the video. And I want to hear those words come up out of his body. Otherwise, you still got it coming, bro. I mean, we can't control what the IRS is going to bring your way. You still have it coming, Keith Freeman. You got it coming. What you did was foul. It was foul. That's nasty work. Filing bankrupt, lying, and forging documents with the IRS. You don't think you've pissed off enough people at the IRS? You kidding me? Well, you trying to be a whistleblower is the least of your problems. That's the least of your damn problems, bro. Yep. Somebody send this to Keith Freeman. Let him know he can kick rocks. Kick rocks. Y'all get on them all equally. You understand? I get on them all equal. I can't come up with a nickname for Keith Freeman yet. I gotta come up with something clever. Yeah. Stan Brown is, Deacon in the Easter suit. Let's not forget about William Moore. Don't pray for me no more. Then you got Potato Head and Cornmeal and Super Stupid. Yeah, we gotta come up with something clever for Keith Freeman. We're gonna do it. Yep, we're gonna do it. It's god awful. All right, moving on. So that was the business licenses. This is finally, and I want to show the photo. An agreement being made with the firefighters, spearheaded by Jason House. And here is a photo of it. Let me share my screen so you all can see. Hold on. Stop screen. Okay, let me present. Share screen. So if you guys can see this image here, this is the new contract that was on the Firefighters Facebook page. Thank you, Dear World Christian, for sending this to me because I don't have Facebook. I appreciate it, but this is it. And if you guys, you see the last page, article 24, appendices and amendments. You see the dating on here, the 18th of September 2024. You got the Dalton Professional Firefighters Association, Village of Dalton, Mayor Pro Tem Jason House. Super Stupid is not on this. She did not give them a new bargaining agreement. Jason House did as Pro Tem. Now you all see the documents because, you know, her goons are going to swear she did it. Well, why they saying it? Because you don't read. They don't read well. If Cormier want to call anybody unlearned, it should be the people that kiss her ass over there. It's so weird. You know, this is why I like documentation. I don't need to make shit up. If I give my opinion, it is what it is. But this is a point of fact. Super Stupid did not come to any agreement with the firefighters. Jason House did. And now you have this lovely 60-second page to look at the photo. I want the full agreement. I really don't want to have to do another. I got 2 foyers just sitting out there, but I guess if I got to, I would do a foyer request for this. But this is 62 pages long. Y'all can see that at the bottom. The bottom number is 62. This is the last page with the signatures. So there's 61 other pages. I would love to see this new contract. And I'm glad that they took care of the firefighters. Y'all saw the fire. They out there fighting and working hard, even when they weren't being paid, even when they had their wages taken out their check, but it wasn't making it to nationwide insurance. You know, this is what they still decided to fight against the adversity. And then Super Stupid doesn't want to sit down and come to the table to agree to a new agreement with the firefighters and the union leader. It took Mayor Pro Tem to do it. And now you see here. So I expect the weirdos to be caught in la la land because their alternate reality and their perception of life is nowhere near what's real. They'll swear this is fake. So if somebody please can get me the full 62 pages of the contract before I have to just resort to getting a foyer request again. Yeah, I know, Village Clerk. I'm sending a whole lot y'all way because that's documents. I think something like this should be posted up on the website and be made available under the police and fire tab. You know, the other agreements are available online and available to the public. I don't know why this would be any different, but please send me a copy of it. I would appreciate it if any one of you can get a hold of it. If not, I'll just have to foyer it. But you know, it is what it is. So we can all sit down and read together. You know what's included in this. I do understand from the article they got back pay, retroactive pay rather, and they got increased salaries. They have the benefits secured. So I would love to just read the full document. If not, go over the whole thing for the members channel. Definitely cover the major points in the new agreement. So please, dear God, if somebody could send me that, great. I'll give it a couple days, but if not, I'll do it for you. All right. I want to get back to y'all. Thank you for rocking with me and being patient with me. 2 hours and 8 minutes going in. We got to end this on some comedic relief here. Okay. We got to end it on comedic relief because it's absolutely necessary. So, oh, also, let me show this right quick. This is
Brought Up is an online thrift store and consignment store, and they have such high quality.
Y'all gotta have ads. This came from
Good
supporter
afternoon, everyone.
Vivian of a man that was missing. This is Cleveland. A man that was missing over This is from, I think it's from you, Skeeter, right? Husband knew someone that was from 1980. They went missing in 1980, finally identified. And I'm sure it's more so due to the fact that back then they didn't have forensics to do DNA tests and stuff like that. So now they were able to identify. It ended up being someone that her husband knew. And we're just gonna kind of touch on this a little bit. Let me know if you can hear. Put a 1 in the chat.
It's my pleasure to welcome you all here, especially our Attorney General, David Yost, Executive Chris Ronayne, and very much so welcome to the family of Danny Mitchell.
I'm sorry, I had to go up.
Today's kind
Danny
of a
Mitchell.
solemn day. I think it's an important day, though, and I have a little bit of background before I turn the podium over. The Mitchell family are here because Danny Mitchell went missing in April of 1980, and he was a 20-year-old young fella at that time. We never give up on trying to find folks. He was missing for all this time, and we're glad to report in some way that we had remains that went unidentified for a long period of time, but through a major team effort, we can confirm now that those remains do in fact belong to Danny Mitchell. We gratefully acknowledge the support of Cuyahoga County and the state of Ohio. And
okay, that's all I'm going to show, only because I am going to try to do just a quick video about him and look him up and find out, what happened, what led to him being this, regarding the disappearance. So it's an interesting story. I definitely have another video I need to do following up on this corrupt judge in Fulton County Superior Court, Shamila Williams, who's facing 15 counts with the JQC. So the JQC investigates judges and determine whether or not they should be removed for misconduct and violating judicial conduct rules, as even court rules and state law. So that's something I had already started. I think I have a whole live stream and like 3 mini videos I did from that. But I want to go over the responses that she filed with the complaint that was brought forth by the JQC to the Georgia Court of Appeals, I think. Yeah, I think it's either the Court of Appeals or the Georgia Supreme Court. But either way, I'm definitely going to do a couple more videos about her because she needs to be talked about. You got a whole judge. You got judges that are out here just going loosey-goosey. They going crazy. There's another judge that pulled a firearm out on someone. And then you have this judge, Judge Shamila Williams, that's got 15 charges he's facing with the JQC. One of which includes her unlawfully detaining someone with no charge. And then you had 2 judges that were arrested. Then you had another judge that, shot the boyfriend in the head, was found guilty, and is now facing 60 years. These judges are going bonkers. I need y'all to calm down. And I say this as someone whose godmother's a federal judge. Y'all need to calm down. This is not it. But it does show that they're not above the rule of law. They're not above reproach. If judges are catching it, why does anyone think that Super Stupid is going to be spared? Are you kidding? Ugh. So I'm gonna hold on to this one, but thank you for sharing that with me. I'm gonna actually do some investigation on that, on John Mitchell. I hope it wasn't any. Yeah, was Jeffrey Dahmer in prison by then? I don't know. In 1980? Man, that would be crazy if he was linked to Jeffrey Dahmer. Wouldn't it be? But Jeffrey, was he in Cleveland or was he in Wisconsin? Well, I don't know. But I am going to look him up. I'm going to look him up. Last but not least, the grand finale. Yeah, of course we're doing it. JB did a new video. Y'all ready to laugh? We gotta laugh. We got to laugh. This is why we're here. This is why we're here. All right, let's get to it. Underworld Untold, news you can trust. And I'm ready to laugh and have a good time. You all make sure you check out Johnny Billionaire's YouTube channel, JB, aka Livio, aka Yum Yum. And let's subscribe. Let's get his channel monetized. He got 162 subs. Let's get it up there. I got, bless God, 26,000 supporters. 1,000, I think, is needed to get monetized and 4,000 watch hours. So, you know, this is some talent and we all enjoy it. We have a good time laughing at this. I have not seen this yet. I'm ready to enjoy it. Let's get to it. Oh, Jesus Christ. Hold on. Wait.
Hi.
Wait. The speed is up. My bad. Start over. Dana Flacco.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of Underworld Untold. I'm your host, Buddha Bante Alibaba Nabal Dabi Jackson. Joining me tonight is my lovely co-host, Dana Placco.
Hey everyone! Tonight we bring you the latest update on embattled self-proclaimed Super Mayor Tiffany Henner, with FBI subpoenas, questionable spending, and a river of lawsuits pending.
Yay! Oh man,
Mayor
y'all
Tiffany
look.
Henner, with FBI subpoenas, questionable spending, and a river of lawsuits pending.
Make sure you go to
The curtain
prison.
will soon close on the Tiffany Henry show, but not before one last dance. Supervisor, come on now. People want to know what's next for you.
What's next? Why you out here? Why are you out here?
Election
Freedom
day,
of the
we haven't
press.
heard the last year. What's next?
Weirdo.
It's a lot next for me. Stay tuned.
So this is what we're doing. The best you can offer me is 30 years. Where's Doug at all the money we stole together? And that bitch can't help me get out of here. Where's Crummy Rob and Tony Perquinkle? Do you think they can do this to me? You bitches knew damn well you can trust me to run the Southland. You heard Jedediah stole together.
Orange is her new black. Oh man, it does smell like some RICO charges cooking up, don't it? Especially with her little cronies and flunkies and people around her catching the same or similar types of charges. Funny how that works. Then they have a subject property. They've already got an FBI subpoena investigating, plus that $500,000 grant, public funds that somehow did not have one invoice or receipt to justify how the money was spent. It does smell like some RICO. Yeah, that's a RICO. Yep. With a hint of defraud, the government. Yep. And ooh, that's really a conspiracy. Yeah.
There, and that bitch can't help me get out of here. Where's Crummy Raw and Tony Perquinkle? Do you think they can do this to me? You bitches knew damn well you can trust me to run the Southland. You heard Jedediah, my restaurant was deemed nasty, and you thought you could trust me with millions of dollars? Where's Robert Hunsikas? Tell that little bitch if I go to jail, he goes to jail, then we'll see if his hammerhead shark-headed ass will survive. I got receipts of my own, all of you bitches.
Wait a minute, y'all.
Tonight we bring you the latest update on embattled self-proclaimed Super Mayor Tiffany Henner, with FBI subpoenas, questionable spending, and a river of lawsuits pending.
The curtain will soon close on the Tiffany Henyard show, but not before one last dance. Supervisor, come on now. People want to know what's next for you.
What's next? Why you out here? Why are you out here?
Election day, we haven't heard the last year. What's next for you?
It's a lot next for me. Stay tuned.
So this is what we're doing. The best you can offer me is 30 years. Where's Doug at all the money we stole together? And that bitch can't help me get out of here. Where's Crummy Raw and Tony Perquinkle? Do you think they can do this to me? You bitches knew damn well you can trust me to run the Southland. You heard Jedediah, my restaurant was deemed nasty, and you thought you could trust me with millions of dollars? Where's Robert Hunsikas? Tell that little bitch if I go to jail, he goes to jail, then we'll see if his hammerhead shark-headed ass.
He said, what? Where's Robert Hunsikas? Where's Robert Hunsikas? Robert Hunt, where the hell you at? Why you not showing up at work? You shouldn't be getting paid. Is he on vacation? All right, somebody tag it, throw it township. Any of them trustees, Stephanie Wiedemann, Gonzalez, who else? Carmen Carlisle. Is he on vacation? Is he on PTO? What the hell is going on? Why he can't come to a meeting and explain these dumbass numbers he put on paper? You got somebody else reading them and then don't even show back up at the next meeting. Robert Hunt, you better show up. Well, he shouldn't be getting paid unless he's working from home, but yet still he can't call in. If he's working from home, working remote, okay, you can still call in remote to the meeting and explain these numbers you came up out of nowhere off the top of your head. You can't get invoices and receipts for things. The super stupid definitely doesn't understand the definition of receipt, so or what it looks like. So if you're not showing up and you're supposed to be the finance director, yeah, all hope is lost.
This will survive. I got receipts of my own. All of you bitches who trusted that you can steal with me are all going to jail while you can eat a dick.
Interesting choice of words. We were able to catch up with cell phone stealing William. Don't pray for me no more.
Oh my God.
And strangely, he was caught in a cell. And these were his pleas.
Oh God, if you can hear me now, I need you more than ever. I will never steal another cell phone as long as my name is William. Don't pray for me no more. I will never fetch another bottle of water for a hood rat. I will never jerk off and go make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich for my wife without washing my hands. I will never argue with another woman during a board meeting knowing they'd probably whoop my ass in the streets. Lord, I don't want to spread my cheeks.
Y'all, I gotta sit down. My stomach hurt. Oh no, God, oh, good God in heaven. I gotta sit down. Hold on. Y'all bear with me. I can't go but so far with this spotlight. It's funny as hell. Oh my God. Let's go back. Oh my God. William, don't pray for me no more. You're supposed to be a whistleblower now, right? You blowing whistles. Yeah, them prayers to Jesus is about to get hard and heavy from William. Don't pray for me no more. Praying all that stuff and then still come about with chaos and confusion. You got a lot to repent for too. I thought you knew that God was not the author of confusion. Did you not know that? You just finding out. You got grown men that just placated to this one Ewok of an alien. And they say people like me are sheep for reasons. Never mind all that cult-like mentality going on over there in her camp, where they literally do what she says. It's ridiculous. Oh man, William, don't pray for me no more.
He was caught in a cell, and these were his pleas.
Oh God, if you can hear me now, I need you more than ever. I will never steal another cell phone as long as my name is William. Don't pray for me no more. I will never fetch another bottle of water for a hood rat. I will never jerk off and go make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich for my wife without washing my hands. I will never argue with another woman during a board meeting knowing they'd probably whoop my ass in the streets. Lord, I don't want to spread my cheeks and go through a strip search. Lord, I don't want to hang up a bed sheet and take a shit while sharing a cell with another inmate. Lord, please. I don't want to end up a jailhouse chaplain fetching more bottles of water.
I'm Dana Placco.
And I'm Buddha Bante, Ali Baba, Nabodabi Jackson. And this has been yet another episode of Underworld Untold.
Oh my God. Yeah, that was awesome. Well done. Well done. Please make sure. Let me share this link. Make sure you all go check out Johnny Billionaire, JB. This is good. I mean, the 3 videos he had so far, I have laughed from start to finish. He going in. I thought I came up with some good names. Robert Hunnikus. Oh man. Oh, that's gonna stick right there. Robert Hunnikus. How you doing, Robert Hunnikus? Yeah, that prayer he prayed at William, don't pray for me no more prayer, probably was the most sincere prayer he's ever going to pray. Lord, please. I don't want to be here. Oh man. That was epic. It's a good topic, man. Listen. We could be at this all night, but I don't want to keep you all for too much longer. You know, this is the type of the comedic relief that we all need. And no, this is not harassment and bullying. We draw the line with public free speech and expression. And yes, satire. This is what you call satire. My headphones fell. I'm sorry. This is what you call satire, right? This is it. I don't expect her to like it. And I'm sure she's going to say something dumb to retaliate. But at the end of the day, it don't stop us from laughing at it. It does nothing to stop us from laughing at it. So y'all tell the Goon Squad to get a life. Walking around, they talk about God, and then they just get angry for 23 hours at their day. Child boo. This is something else. This was fun. This was so much fun. I want to thank you all for tuning in. I'm gonna open it up for you guys to ask a few questions if you want, but this is one of the reasons why, when it comes down to it, certain people aren't really worthy of a response where you're going back and forth, because they get riled up over that. You know, they get excited over, oh, she said something to me, I'm gonna say something back, because they want to be important when they're not. I call it a totem pole effect. You trying to rank yourself higher on this totem pole in my life where you don't belong. When I'm clowning your ass out, I'm devaluing you, and I'm telling you right now where you belong. It's right underneath my feet. You get nothing out of me unless I'm just laughing at you. And some of these jokes, I don't even have to think hard about it, because it's just pointing out how they are. Pointing out who they are. Super Stupid has done a lot of dumb things that hurt a lot of people. And you got some goons out there that don't care. They don't care about none of that. They willing to forgive all of the laws broken. Can't justify why she was charged with direct criminal contempt of court, defied the court order when it comes to signing something. Don't want to even admit she was wrong for having the village clerk unlawfully removed based on court documents. And then he failed to read it. Just read the injunction. Read it. I dare you. Talking about reading is fundamental, boy. So is understanding. You need to be wise enough to understand what the hell you read. And use wisdom. Learn from your mistakes. Keith Freeman, Robert Hunnikus, please learn from your mistakes. Because at this point, it might be too late for a couple. Keith Freeman and Potato Head, now William Reed, they're literally facing some serious charges. And you're talking about messing around with the government's money, and you got the attention of the IRS as well. So you got it coming from both ends, FBI and IRS. And don't sit here and violate another law that falls under a different jurisdiction of a different government agency. Now you're going to be catching it from all over the place. So let's get to it. I'm gonna ask some questions. I love your show. So informative. Love it. Thank you so much, Daphne. I try my best. I believe in adding a mixture of, some evidence, documentation, and some great commentary, and just I give my thoughts on it. It is what it is. And I'm gonna keep saying what I've been saying. I'm gonna be honest about it. I'm not gonna sugarcoat or bite my tongue. I know a lot of people don't want me to go hard on Robert Hunnikus or Keith Freeman's weird ass, but yeah, if you want a reminder, watch all those meetings going back over 4 years, because the FBI certainly has. They're always watching. and they don't forget shit. So they're watching to make sure that they have a 98-99% conviction rate. They're not playing around with them. So why should we? Robert Honeckers and Keith Freeman, super stupid. None of them goons pay my bills. They don't pay my mortgage or rent. So, you know, words they can say is, "Oh, you keep talking about it." Yes, I already said I was going to talk about it until she goes to prison. Then get over it. Oh, let's see. We got a question from Skeeter LLC. Who's talking about the lady house who super stupid won't pay the rent and trying to steal? I think that you was talking about the, what's her name? Oh Lord, mine go blank. But the one that tried to have them evicted for failing to pay rent. Oh yeah, there's a lot of content out there on that. And I was for one who, you know, when I went over it, the first thing I said is she needs to get her house back. You know, don't sit here and give them an opportunity. There are people out there who would love to rent that house and will pay you, you know, the money that they owe you in rent and sign an agreement. So I don't know if they're still there. But I know I've gone over it. And hopefully, I think she did take her house back. Did she not? I haven't followed up on it since the last time I reported on it. Because Super Stupid is doing so much where she wants to be center of attention, but they get mad when you give her attention. No, you've got the world's attention, girl. So then, I already said 1,000 times, Super Stupid is not the first person I've reported and researched on that has violated many laws and committed crimes. And just, I mean, she's a con artist in so many ways. Just a flat out con artist. There's no different than any other lady I reported and researched on. That the lady over Novatech. She had a 1.2 billion with a B $1 billion cryptocurrency scam and a pyramid scheme. They're pretty much one and the same. It's just that their con game is different. Super Stupid conned an entire village and Thornton Township. And for her to be so gun-ho on violating federal statutes regarding competitive bidding, RFPs, and getting contractual agreements with vendors and contractors done, why go out your way if you're not benefiting? The FBI is looking into kickbacks. Of course they are. That's why they asked for contractor information. They asked as a part of their subpoena for, you know, contract agreements with these vendors and contractors, all of them. They want all of them. They didn't even limit it. They want all vendors and contractors, RFPs, contractual agreements, invoices received, payments sent out, method of payments. They want all of that. And we've gone over the FBI subpoenas. These are the things that the Goon Squad wants to forget. Now, nope. So when true concerned residents are able to see what's going on in the courts, once the indictment drops on Super Stupid, guess what? Now y'all can follow along. Y'all can be like, yay! Lady Luck Club covered this. Nate the lawyer, debt-free dad, Mr. CKB, other attorneys that have reported on Super Stupid. You know, Lori Lightfoot herself. It's easy to see that she has some indictments coming. That's easy to see. You know, I think people get weary of waiting, but you don't want to rush it and then something happens and there's some sort of loophole and then she walks away scot-free. That's no, hell no. They want it to where even with a plea deal, the FBI still expects you to face some prison time. And that same thing goes for Keith Freeman and Potato Head, William Reed, and anyone else that ends up with an indictment. Squidward got a felony charge, but he brought that on himself. Nobody told you to join the melee over somebody else's woman. Let's get to it. Karen, how you doing? All right. Got the happiness, the books. Sarah, the leaders. Johnny Benier is hilarious. Oh, yeah. As well as co-host. I'm enjoying the content. You guys, make sure you hit the like button. Y'all have a blessed day. I'm out. Good night, Sarah. Thank you so much. We're not going to be much longer. I just want to take a few questions from you all. Daphne Hill asks, what's going on? We haven't seen him lately. I hope he's getting looked at too. The bodies are buried. They want all the job descriptions of those employees, especially the ones she single-handedly hired. And where's the positional duties for the food pantry thing again? Where's that at? So yeah, he's definitely going to be questioned. They got a lot of witnesses that I'm sure they're expecting to be lined up. A lot of witnesses. Oh man, Janetta Ho. There you go. Thank you, Karen. Her name is Janetta Ho. So I haven't looked at if she actually did, take back her home. Are you saying yes, Skeeter, that she got back her house? Because I want to let them stay there either. If you under FBI investigation, you're not staying in my damn house. I don't care how much she didn't even want to pay the rent. They didn't even want to renew the actual lease agreement, then tried to lie about it and say that she ain't had nothing to do with it. A lease agreement? You dumb. You gotta live. Why lie about a lease agreement for a home that you demanded to rent? She could have just rented it to somebody else. You didn't have to call her with that. Find another house. My God. All the money she earned, over $347,000. Why didn't she buy a house? If you would have bought a house like a smart person, you probably would be owning it by now and would have been able to pay off if you stayed focused. But no, too much like right. Too much like right. Can you check to see? I am. I'll look that up. Along with the man that went missing and was found. I'm actually interested in that. It would be something else to see if he's connected to, anyone out there like one of them serial people back in the day. What was the clown name? And you got the oh Lord. There are a whole lot of people back then got away with a lot of serial mass type murks and stuff because they didn't have the advanced technology. It used to take forever to hunt these people down. So, but I will check and see. Yep. Hey, Earl, how you doing? Look at that. Thank you for coming to milk. Ooh, a lot of members up in here. Hey, Tanya, what's going on? All right. I guess that's it for the questions. We've been at this for 2 hours and 37 minutes. You asked the question and I said yes. I'm confused. I'm sorry, Skeeter. Oh, when I was asking if she took a house back. Okay, cool. She got a house back. Gotcha. Sorry about that. Hey, Lady Luck. Shot Town, love. What's going on? I'm so glad you guys tuned in with me. There's so many YouTubers out there that you could have been watching, but you chose to rock with me. And I appreciate it. Thank you all for thank you road tripping for the 199 super chat. I appreciate that. And John Wayne Gacy. Thank you. There you go. John Wayne Gacy. Another infamous one. They used to, abduct young boys and young men. So it would be curious, to know if he was connected to any of those. But either way, I can only 20 some years old. I cannot imagine that being my child. So I'm glad that has finally, been resolved, that cold case. Because I have 2 boys. And my heart goes out to people like when something like that happens, you don't have that closure since 1980. You don't have that closure. It's 45 years. And I'm so happy that they got closure and they were able to determine the remains and get them to the family. I'm late. I have to play catch up. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. All right. This is where I'm going to leave it at. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for being patient with me as I kind of fussed my way through some of the stuff in the beginning. It just needed to be said. It needed to be said. I don't expect the clowns and the goon squads to agree with me, but all I say is, I'll call a bluff in a minute. It's out of control. It's out of control. But it's not gonna stop me from saying cornmeal. Hell no. You want to be mad at anything? Be mad at all them laws she broke. Go be mad about that. Be mad about all the money she misappropriated. That could have been towards the community and helping other people pay their bills or something. Or the water bill, or the bonds, or the loans, all that debt. So many missed opportunities. Now she wanted a skating rink. $1.6 million. Wouldn't that have been more effective to go towards the water bill? Yeah, it would have. Yes, it would have. Because that makes sense. It's logic. So yeah, absolutely. They found the guitars for the OJs many, many years later. They thought his body was Danny Lee Mitchell. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, we're going to look into Danny Lee Mitchell. I like true crime. Y'all watch true crime? I enjoy true crime. There's a couple of YouTubers who true crime videos I absolutely enjoy. And I that's kind of like my pass the time when I'm doing laundry or something. I'll pull up, Annie Elise true crime videos. There are a few that I really, really enjoy. And it's educational. It helps you to stay alert and know what's going on in your community. Mitzi Blankenship, how you doing? At Daphne, I don't have a join membership button on my phone. Yeah, I was told that earlier that you have to do it on a tablet or laptop, I think, to join the membership. Like, I can't even give memberships streaming through StreamYard. I have to actually stream on YouTube to do it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to do a quick live to do the memberships. We got some great content that's going to be posted up there. I'm waiting on my FOIA request, y'all. I cannot wait to get my hands on that FBI subpoena. If they can send it to me. Oh, man, it's going to be epic. So you may have to be on a laptop device, Mitzi. And I don't have an iPhone, so I don't really know what that layout looks like. But if someone can give her maybe some directions, if there's a possibility to do it on an iPhone, just please post up the comment. If not, I think you may have to have a laptop. Let's see. Thank you. I found something to send you for the last go round. Okay, cool. Send it on to me. It's storming here in good old Columbus, Georgia. Yes, it is raining in my area. So true crime. Oh, good. All right, y'all. 2 hours, 41 minutes. Thank you all so much for tuning in. 115 people watching, including the goons. I love you guys too. Love, hate, whatever. They can pick out which one it is. I don't really care. Whining like some babies. It make no sense. Y'all make sure y'all take care of each other. And I'm going to do another live tomorrow. I don't schedule them because something always happens. But on the weekends is where I really try to get out the most content that I can. Because during the week, as you all can tell, it is extraordinarily hectic with still having a regular 9 to 5 and 2 kids. And just got to divide my time up, wisely with my babies. So you guys be safe. If you're, in Georgia, it's raining here. And make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, become a member, and be safe out there. I love you guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all. Thank you for the super chats and donations and everything. Thank you all for Cash Apps, for the Zelles. Thank you for everything that you do that help towards the growth of this channel and the $400 studio. Yay! Y'all be blessed. Be safe, and I will see you in the next one. Lady Luck Club out.